Hi, John. Welcome to Singapore.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, we know that Mythos already launched successfully. How is it going? How is it performing?
Yeah, it's been 2 months now. So we've launched the Mythical Marketplace. So part of our ecosystem has been moved over about 2 months ago. It's going quite well. So we've been really seeing some great performance. We're learning still. There's definitely been some challenges. It's new tech for us, so there's been a couple challenges, but it's actually going quite well. We're seeing about 500,000 transactions a day already. The other part of our system is a system called D-Market. It's still been running our old tech, but as of I think tomorrow, it'll be moved over as well. So we'll have absolutely everything moved over starting tomorrow, and I think that should add another 1 or 2 million transactions a day, something like that. So we'll be running millions of transactions in the next 4 to 8 hours on Polkadot.
Well, it's really amazing.
It's getting there. We're excited. Yeah.
And there's another amazing games in China.
Yes.
And named Wukong.
Yes.
Have you played it?
I have. I've played it a little bit. It's a fascinating game. Beautiful game, first of all. Beautiful game. It's really interesting. It kind of even took the U.S. by surprise, which is great. Very, very popular. Obviously, hugely popular in Asia, but it's been very popular in the U.S. as well. And I think they've done it's just besides just being a beautiful game, kind of built on this Chinese story and all that, which I think is great. They also did some really interesting tricks. I don't know. I probably shouldn't spoil it for anybody who hasn't played it, but they really did some interesting things around progression to where people thought they were done with the game, and then you find out oh my God, this is the first chapter. So it's been a great surprise. I think my guess is it's going to end up being Game of the Year in the US as well. So I think it's going to do well. Yeah.
Wow, good to hear. Do you think that in blockchain industry, is there one day that can have the 3A games like Wukong?
Yeah, definitely. So I think right now we're getting very close, I think. So we have a game on mobile right now. We're starting to see games we have 5 or 6 million players in these games already. There's a couple games coming out on PC next year that I'm aware of that are made by AAA game developers. Some of the most legendary people in the game industry, and they're going to be rolling this out next year. So I think we'll start seeing big games. My guess this year is we'll actually maybe see a game or two that'll hit 10 million players in Web3. But I think next year we could start getting games in the 50, 60, 70 million player level. So I think we're heading that direction very quickly at this point.
Wow, that's amazing. So do you think what will be the game look like for blockchain industry? That's going to be very popular.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of genres that works. Obviously, we've been playing in the sports genre. We've seen RPG games. I think FPS games. There's a lot of different genres that could work. I think to me, it's really going to be about games that feel like games, right? So I think we're kind of past the gamified economy days of Web3. At least I'm kind of hoping we are. And now we're finally have time to where the bigger developers. I know one of the games I'm mentioning, I think it's been under development for 7 years. So it's been in development about as long as we've been around, right? And that's one game. So big games like that can take a very long time. And I think adding Web3 adds complexity to it too. So I think we're just now getting in the phases we'll start seeing some of these games that could be, the next Wukong with big Web3 economies. So I'm guessing 2025 we'll start seeing those games for sure.
Wow, very looking forward to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the other thing we are very looking forward is the Gem Chain.
Yeah.
And what do you think the Gem Chain gonna impact for the crypto ecosystem?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, we've been hearing a lot about it. I think this is one of the things we do love about the Polkadot ecosystem is that I think Gaz's vision and the team's vision of kind of where we go and how we take it is going to be a really, really interesting piece. So I think Jam's definitely the next evolution. Ultimately they're building kind of this supercomputer that it's not really, and I think that's important. I think we have to get away from what chain and how do you implement, what's the wallet that integrates with this chain. And I think we're going to start getting past that to where it's just like, consumers come in and you can really kind of move around. You're not thinking about what the database is, right? And I think we've been there for a long time. When cloud computing first came out, it was very similar. Everybody's talking about compute power and all this type of stuff, and now nobody talks about it, right? It just works behind the scenes, and you just go to websites or you play games or listen to music, and it's all done by cloud, but you don't think about it anymore. And I think Jam is kind of that first iteration to where it's literally turning all of this into just a system that works, right? And so we're excited to see where it goes. I think it's going to take a little while as well. I know it's a big vision, and it's going to take a little while to get out there, but we're going to be watching, and hopefully we'll be one of the early participants with it.
Yes. What are your expectations for this cycle?
For this crypto cycle?
Yes.
Oh man. Well, my expectation is you never try and predict what's going to happen. I think we're, I can tell you what I hope, I guess. I hope we start getting past the meme coin phase. I think the meme coin phase has been a weird phase for me to understand. I get it. I understand why they're kind of doing it, but I think it's so messy with just so many meme coins here and there, and I don't think there's a lot of value to that long term. So I think we're going to see gaming. Gaming's had a little bit of a challenge the last couple months, but I think gaming is definitely where it's going to be at. Like I said, I think this cycle and kind of going into the next cycle, I think gaming's going to be big. I think AI is going to be big. I think DePIN and social will be big channels, and those are the ones we're focused on. So we're not focused on the meme coins and stuff like that. We're really focused on how do real consumers use this technology, and I think ultimately that will drive, hopefully the rest of this cycle and definitely the next cycle as well. So.
Yeah, cool. And thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good time in Singapore.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.